Hello scent addicts, welcome to Fragrance Therapy. I'm your host Alam, and today we're going to be doing a deep dive into one of the best fragrance trilogies of all time. I'm talking about the Lattafa Khamrah Trilogy. That's right, that includes Lattafa's Khamrah, Lattafa's Khamrah Qahwa, and Lattafa's Khamrah Dukan. We'll go over the notes, the performance, my overall thoughts, and then I'm going to rank them. At the end, I'll let you know if these fragrances are still worth picking up in 2025. Let's dive in. Before we begin the main event, I want to tell you my scent of the day today was French Avenue's Aether Extrait. In my opinion, this is the best PDM Greenlee cologne out there. It's been like 100 degrees here where I live, and this thing still projects, you'll still get compliments, and it just works for the summer. High heat beast. First up, we have Lattafa's original Lattafa Khamrah. This was released back in 2022 and is Lattafa's take on Angel Share by Kilian. And I want to emphasize, this is a take or twist on that original Angel Share, and it is not a clone. It does its own thing. When I first got into fragrances and I smelled this, I was like, yeah, this is a clone of Angel Share. But as time has gone on and my nose has developed, now when I smell them side by side, you can tell, yeah, it shares the DNA, but it's definitely its own thing. It keeps the warmth and the sweetness of the original, but I think it ups the spiciness and lowers the booziness just a little bit. And honestly, I think Khamrah is the better of the two. I know there's people out there that say, blasphemy, a clone can't be better than what it was inspired by, but guess what?
You can't handle the truth!
Looking at the notes, you get cinnamon, nutmeg, and bergamot. You also get dates and praline, and then you get a nice smooth vanilla tonka bean base. If I had to use one word to describe Angel Share, it's gourmand. It's like edible. It has that sticky sweetness with the dates and praline, then you get this warm spiciness with all the cinnamon and nutmeg, and it's like all wrapped up so beautifully in this vanilla tonka bean base. Definitely a fall and winter fragrance, definitely not something that you want to really spray on a really hot day. People around you might pass out. You might pass out yourself. But you could get away with it maybe on a cooler summer, spring night, especially maybe a date night. This one defines unisex. I think women can pull it off, men can pull it off, and I think they'll both feel at home using this one. The original Khamrah has become so iconic that at this point, it has inspired its own clones. Take, for example, French Avenue's Royal Blend Nero. This is not a Angel Share clone in my opinion. This is actually a direct clone of Lattafa's Khamrah. Performance wise, you're looking at longevity about 8 hours or so. Not beast mode by any means. The strongest projection happens in the first hour or two. And this is a very, very high compliment factor fragrance. If you're fishing for compliments, go with this one. So that's the now iconic Lattafa's Khamrah. Next up, we have Lattafa's Khamrah Qahwa. This thing was released in 2023, and Qahwa means coffee in Arabic. So as you can imagine, this is Lattafa's Khamrah with a pretty heavy coffee note. You're getting that original experience of Lattafa's Khamrah, but with that slight edge. And in my opinion, it becomes a little bit more masculine as well. With this one, the notes are similar to the original. You're getting cinnamon, cardamom, and ginger. In the mid, you get praline and those candied dates. And then you get that vanilla tonka bean, but you also get that prominent coffee note. It shares that spiciness and sweetness of the OG, but you get this dark, roasted, slightly bitter coffee note that really dominates in the opening. As it dries down, it becomes more reminiscent of that original Khamrah with that sweet vanilla base. I think the coffee note makes it slightly more mysterious and edgy. And the vibe that it gives me is like hanging out at a cafe in the fall, coffee, dark roasted coffee in one hand and like a cinnabon in the other. And the smells that you're getting, that's what you're smelling with Lattafa's Khamrah Qahwa. Performance wise, I would say it's about as long as the original Lattafa's Khamrah, maybe slightly less. I don't know if it's just my batch, but I get maybe 7 hours out of this one. But projection and compliment factor are right there with Khamrah. Last up, we get the latest release, Lattafa's Khamrah Dukan, and this was released just earlier this year in 2025. And this is definitely the darkest and most mature of the three. Looking at the notes, you get spices, pimento, and mandarin. You get an added incense note along with that praline, and then you get a strong tobacco note in the base. So Dukhan means smoke in Arabic, and that tobacco and incense definitely brings out that smokiness. This one's unique, man. You get a little bit of Killian Angel Share meets Killian Smoking Hot, and a little bit like a Oud for Greatness by Initio as well mixed in there. This one, I think of the three, is the least versatile. Think like formal events, suit and tie, evening wear. That's the only time I would really reach for this one. This is definitely the most masculine. It's the least mass appealing, but however, it is the most unique of the three. With performance, this one, you're getting into that beast mode territory. I'm talking about 10 plus hours I've gotten with this one. Super strong projection in the beginning. Compliment factor, not as high as the other two, but still pretty decent. But this one is more of a personal statement than anything else. So now let's get into my rankings. Honestly, my favorite of the three is Khamrah Qahwa. This one, I love that slight edge that coffee note gives it. I love that it makes it a little bit more masculine, but it's still mass appealing. It still gives that sweetness and high compliment factor of the original, but it just does something a little bit different enough to make it a little bit edgy, and it just appeals to me more than the other two. Next, I would say, is the original Lattafa Khamrah. The most mass appealing of the three, still great fragrance, definitely the most unisex, probably the most versatile of the three. It's just I like the depth that Qahwa gives more than the original, but still an excellent fragrance. Finally, last but not least, well, actually in this scenario it is least, but in the grand scheme things, it's not the least. It's still a great fragrance. It just lacks that versatility that I'm looking for in some fragrances. Still great for evening wear. If you want to make a statement, you can definitely reach for this. If you're like in a formal event, especially in the fall and winter, you really can make a statement with this one. It's just that lack of versatility is what puts it in third place. So that's my ranking, folks. Now the question is, are these three still worth getting in 2025? And I would say a resounding yes, but with a caveat. The caveat being you don't need all three. Heck, I don't think you even need two of them. I think just having one, if you can smell it somewhere, that would be great. That's a problem with cologne fragrances, that a lot of time you end up having to blind buy them. Safe bet, go with Khamrah Qahwa. It's just, I think, will tick most of the boxes. If you're looking for a statement fragrance, then go to Dukhan. Most mass appealing, unisex, then go with the original Khamrah. But if you want to go with a safe bet, in my opinion, go with Khamrah. But if you're going for a safe bet, go with Qahwa. All three are still amazing, but if you had to choose one, I think Qahwa does it the best. It still blows my mind you can get these between like 25 and 30 bucks for this quality fragrance. I've seen all three available at Burlington stores here in the US, and the quality that you're getting with these fragrances for that price is still amazing. So there you have it, folks. Those are my thoughts on one of the best fragrance trilogies of all time. Middle Eastern, clone or otherwise. I think all three are bangers. Like I said, you don't need all three. Get one if you can get your nose on them. Smell the one you like, pick that one up. But if not, best bet, go with the Qahwa. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more affordable fragrance content. And until next time, I'm out.